Čau, máš chvilku? Je mi jasný, že velice často si někdy slyšel, že plochozemci, takže jsou to sekta, že jsou označováni jako prostě sektaři, přitom realita je, že to, že se slučujeme do komunity, tak to je naše svobodná volba. Jo, my bychom se slučovali tak jako tak, to nemá nic společného prostě s tím, že by jsme měli nějakého vůdce, jo, by jsme někoho bezmezně následovali a tak. Takhle to bohužel nefunguje, když to snažíte prezentovat tak, že vlastně já jsem nějaký vůdce československý sekty s Majkým nebo tak a s Lukešem a Šárkem, ale ne, je mi líto, my jsme maximálně možná tak hlasy, který mají možnost přes všechnu tu cenzuru a dehonestování a tak dále, tak se dostat nějaký ty informace k těm lidem, jakože třeba prostě jsme našli 6 ze 7 astronautů Challenger, že všichni jsou prostě živi a zdraví. Jo, no, nebo že třeba prostě 2 letadla nemůžou zničit 3 mrakodrapy a takové šílené věci. Každopádně, jsou tady takové vzorce toho, že ta sekta je možná na té druhé straně a že my jsme ti, kteří z té sekty se snaží utíct a že jsme z ní někteří i utekli, ale nemohli jsme z té sekty jen tak prostě bez znalostí. My jsme prvně si museli po tajnu vyhledávat ty informace. To je jeden ze znaků sekty, že nemůžete ji veřejně zpochybňovat, musíte si. A hlavně nemáte ze startu ten fond znalostí na to, abyste tu sektu vlastně mohli zpochybňovat, takže vy si prvně začnete na základě nějakých pochybností vyhledávat informace. Ale to musíte potajno, protože kdyby někdo měl jenom tušení, že si něco vyhledáváte, tak vás hnedka začnou dehonestovat. Takže musíte potajnu si vyhledat informace. Jakmile si vyhledáte a utvoříte si vlastní názor na základě těch nových informací, a až teprve, když jste to opravdu si jistí, tak teprve si dovolíte některé ty informace veřejně. Znamená, teprve ten moment si dovolíte utéct z toho kultu, z té sekty. No a to je trošku něco mi to připomíná, no. Nevadí, pojďme na to video a řekneme si o tom víc pak.
No one volunteers to join a cult. Instead, they're recruited into a cult, and there isn't any conformed consent. Chances are you know someone who's fallen under the spell of a charismatic leader, who they adore without question, whose word they trust above all else. It can be really frustrating, even heartbreaking, to lose someone to a group like that. People who end up joining cults are never really given the full story about the group, so they end up making a judgment based on selected information that the cult tells them.
Can you deprogram someone who joined a cult?
Snapping out of it does happen. People escape from these kinds of groups all the time. So how does it work? What is the mental process that causes people to fall into these groups in the first place? But more importantly, what's the mental process that causes them to break free? I want to take a look at the psychology of people in cults, how their beliefs tend to continue to be reinforced, how they push back against any evidence that contradicts their beliefs, and what techniques or messages finally got through to them. Now, to understand how a person can exploit another person, you kind of have to think a little bit about how the mind works.
In the old days, we called it brainwashing, where you repeat something and then it becomes true. That's hijacking this feature of our evolutionary brain. So you try to sift through what is true, and it must be that which was repeated often enough. You are comfortable in your ignorance, and you don't even know your ignorance because you came to it from having learned, but only up to a point.
You also need to understand what a cult is, how they recruit members, and the ways that they manipulate them.
Start super early. One of the first things we're taught.
The people who end up joining cults are usually in extremely vulnerable positions.
Baby, a toddler.
Cults, of course, take advantage of this timing to recruit new members.
This round, and they just pound this into you. And most of us go through our lives without ever doubting this assertion.
What you learned in kindergarten.
It generally goes unchallenged as an obvious fact, rather than a debatable claim.
Kindergarten.
Best way to understand mind control is it's a dissociative disorder. You need to get to the person's real sense of self, remind them what they thought they were getting involved with, go back in time.
Kindergarten.
To understanding they were lied to, that they trusted certain people, to educate them on how they got taken over.
The broad masses of a nation are always more easily corrupted in the deeper strata of their emotional nature than consciously or voluntarily. And thus, in the primitive simplicity of their minds, they more readily fall victims to the big lie than the small lie.
They're not only controlling the information you receive, they're shaping how you receive it, which has an effect on how you then behave. How you create a worldview. You create an understanding of how things are, either because someone convinced you or you convinced yourself. Now there's a gap, or there's some information that conflicts with it. So you're going to say, if you cherish this worldview, that information that conflicts with it was falsified, or that was wrong. They don't know what they're doing. You can maintain your worldview.
When asked what influenced them to stay in the cult, former members mentioned, quote, an inability to question the creeds of the group, regressive and reassuring feelings resulting from being part of the group, and a relationship with other cult members. But if they did end up leaving, there were a few reasons why. Things like loss of faith in the cult's beliefs, imperfections or contradictions in the cult leader, and then internal group conflict. People with high autonomy scores are likely to have or be rejected from cults. You should do your best to try to stay in touch with the person who's in the cult. You can get one-on-one time with the person, or even better, ask questions. Offer anti-cult evidence, maybe even work with another friend or family member to play good cop, bad cop. Keep conversations positive, adopt a curious tone about a cult member's beliefs, and don't tell them anything. Let them discover things on their own. It's a journey. You have to be patient. Try not to get discouraged. Being in a cult can take a drastic toll on somebody's mental state. The best tool for recovering ex-cult members is to understand what mind control is and how their specific cult uses it on them.
We hold on. Like, I spent so many years learning something, and now the world has changed.
The interesting thing about an objective truth is that it's true no matter what. Imagine that.
And they need to understand that mind control effects don't last forever. When former members learn about mind control, they can use that understanding to sort through their cultic experience, to see how they came to change their behavior and their beliefs as a result of mind control. Offer them resources to help them better understand what's true or false about their beliefs. Help them empower themselves by thinking for themselves.
People need to understand to control their minds, otherwise other people will control it for them.
You can also remind them that others that have left their specific cult may be willing to meet with them and talk things through.
Societies are in turmoil, the cults can do very well because people are at a loss or they're looking for a framework to understand what the hell's going on.
I'm talking about the universe, black holes, the Big Bang, time travel, God. But what I'm going to do is teach you how to think. Train your mind. And you have no foundation in objective reality, it can be dangerous. If your personal belief system does not have correspondence in objective reality, that's an unhealthy situation for civilization to be in.
We feel that academia, as the holder of truth, plays an essential role, particularly today.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
No one likes to be wrong, especially ignorant people. No one wants to figure out that their understanding of the world is flawed or foolish. That's why narrow-minded people display an unrelenting loyalty to their opinion.
I've talked about how the conditions in the environment can kind of prime people to be more vulnerable to cults.
As a baby, as a toddler.
Kindergarten.
No takže jak můžete vidět, tak asi ta jediná sekta, která je, tak je ta ohledně zeměkoule. Každopádně, teď se podívejte na Benjamina Owence, který si zažil svůj coming out v podstatě skrz online média, takže to je všechno perfektně zaznamenaný. A podle mě to spoustu situací procházelo mnoho z nás, který se nebali tato téma otevřít a nebali se ho prozkoumávat. A o tom je to celé, co děláme. Zkuste se nad tím zamyslet přes všechny ty urážky, nadávky, dehonestaci, vztlaky, tak si prostě zkuste podívat na to, co vám prezentujeme. A zkuste se na to podívat s tou myšlenkou toho, že co kdyby to mohlo být skutečný. Jenom na vteřinu, protože podle mě mnoho z vás tohleto prostě nedokáže a to je ten zásadní problém. Tak pojďte na Benjamina Owence.
You gotta find it on your fucking own. There's no way you're gonna be convinced. No one has ever been convinced.
Well, so we're gonna debate this in a minute.
They have to really find it within themselves and do some deep.
No, I understand. What I'm telling you is
soul searching.
You will figure it out one day. I mean,
Everybody does eventually.
The Earth isn't flat. There's no fucking way the Earth is flat. This is a lot harder than I expected, proving that the Earth is round. It's fucking weird. It is way harder. Dude, I'm telling you, it's fucked up. I know the Earth is round. This is a fucking nightmare. This is literally a nightmare trying to fucking disprove this thing. The Earth is not flat. That's fucking psychotic. I really don't want to believe the Earth is flat, guys. Fuck! This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person. This can't be reality. I still believe the earth is a sphere. I'm just having a very hard time proving it. Flat Earth sounds completely insane still to me. I can't wrap my brain around it, but I'm starting to think that I may be at the edge of my own ability to shatter what I think. I'm open to it. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. The Earth may be flat. I'm dead serious. I can't imagine the Earth being flat. I think that's insane. That to me is so unnatural. God damn it. The Earth is clearly not a fucking spinning ball. How the fuck are we supposed to handle all of this? I get it. I'm having a hard time with all of it. So fucking stupid. The Earth is flat. It's all a lie. I'm not a quote-unquote flat earther. I just find it very interesting. I just think that's very interesting. I think the fuck is flat. I don't give a fuck. I'm not buying a lot of this shit anymore, guys. I don't know if it's flat or not, but it's not moving. I don't think it's spinning for shit. Every instinct of my body thinks it's a globe spinning through space because I've been told that my whole life so many times. That being said, none of that makes any sense. All right. There's no evidence that the Earth is a globe. None. It's not even that it's like people being angry. It's people desperately hanging on to a lie. It's so sad. The despair that people feel because of these lies is unbelievable. And the crazy thing is how many people are so beaten down that they're like, don't ask that question. When someone first proposed flat Earth to me, I said that they were insane. I get it. I used to call flat earthers retards, like a ton. Like I would aggressively. The average person thinks they're standing on a spinning ball. Right now, 2022. They think they're standing on a ball that's spinning 1,000 miles an hour in infinite blackness. They're literally like, I'm standing on a spinning ball right now. It's so fucking stupid. Most globe people have never thought about anything. They're just like, y'all so very stupid. I mean, you can do the math, guys. The math is right there. Everyone's, prove you're on a flat plane. Okay, there it is. It's right there.
That's the flat, not moving plane.
How about you prove you're on a spinning ball? So is ignorance bliss? No. Sometimes I wish I could go back. I don't. I mean, I've enjoyed my journey. There are no former flat earthers. None. Not one. Nobody's ever seen what the actual shape of the Earth is and then been like, you know what? Neil deGrasse Tyson really does give me a good argument because it's
literally ridiculous.
I've heard all your dumb arguments. We were raised with this bullshit. Elementary school, middle school, high school, college, all of it. It's bullshit. It's retarded. It is a lie. You have to be fucking retarded at this point to not see that no one played golf on the moon and broke the technology and can't return. Those are the childlike lies of a psychopath, okay? That's not even close to a sophisticated lie. Not even close. What's seen as crazy is just looking around and saying, okay, my eyes tell me this is not a curve. Why wouldn't someone trust their eyes and their ears and their hands and their nose and their mouth and their logic? I think that there's things in the sky moving over us. Yes. Yes, I do. They have drones, balloons, huge network up there. Do I think they're going 15,000 miles an hour so they fall with the gravity of the Earth and they stay there for decades without needing any maintenance or running into space junk or any particles and destroying them, and their fragile tech just keeps working and broadcasting things? No, of course not. That's retarded.
No, já myslím, že někteří z vás se v tomto slídnuli a některý z vás tahle ta cesta ještě teprve čeká, protože všichni jsme si mysleli, že plochá země je naprosto retardovaná. Super, no a pokud chcete více informací a chtěli byste něco o naší alternativní kosmologii a chtěli byste opravdu takovou tu omáčku do hloubky, tak na Kosmologii najdete veškeré informace o naším alternativní kosmologii, o éteru. Jsou tam věci jako je Robert Bennett, PhD, 50 let v oboru éteru a relativity. Takže YouTubeový kanál Kosmologii, veškeré moje sociální sítě, ať už Instagram, Telegram, TikTok, Facebook, Plochý podcast, a stejně tak facebooková skupina Plochá země, Discordový kanál Kosmologii, no a jak všichni víte, žijeme na geocentrický, topograficky vyrovnaný plání setrvačnosti středu všeho bytí, no a všichni brzo tohle pochopí.